All right. So we just went over the dollar. Basically, real quick, just for the recording, the dollar made a manipulation move up high and then it sunk down right after the news off the CPI. This is a CPI candle, fake news, and then we get the move down. The move was literally called out in the next wave channel, but here we go. We're looking for this retracement. As long as we get low volume on the retracement, we should be good to go to take this down. It's going to be the exact inverse on the euro. Okay. So we talked about this possibility of this swing on the weekly analysis. Okay, that it might be the bottom of the euro. So it's wise to place a position here, and it came in and tapped the 78.6 and moved out. So perfect spot. We have a spot on EU right now, as y'all have seen in our channel right here at the 78.6. And we're expecting a pullback and then another move to the upside. We will be participating in this pullback. So I'm going to just mark this area off here because that is the weekly point of control. You see how it came in and tapped this point of control just barely and then moved. We're expecting that to happen again right here and then move up. So let's go to the 1 hour. And, this is literally the textbook setup that I speak about, that I've been speaking about for years at this point, guys. And it's the inverse of the dollar. Okay. The market creates an accumulation range and then it spikes through it. And then it makes an impulse move to the upside. It's literally the Wyckoff plus momentum. Okay. Because Wyckoff is more like it'll spike low and it'll give you an opportunity right here. And then it'll move up and then it'll give you another opportunity right here. And then it'll move up and coil and then it'll bust out. Okay. Sometimes it doesn't do all of this jazz. Sometimes it just does this. And this is my favorite way of seeing the Wyckoff. And so the lows were manipulated with this bad boy candle. And then we get a new break of structure here and here. We did stop directly at this point of control, which is just a daily point of control. But I'm expecting the retracement, okay, down to the 61.8, and it might this might be a position or might be a time where you want to stack 61 and 78.6. It might not get all the way down here, to be quite honest. If it does, it's a great position. Stop loss right here. This shouldn't get hit. If this was a well-planned accumulation campaign by the smart money, then this will not break. All right. So even if you wanted to maybe buy somewhere at the 50 EMA or 50 fib, I still think we'll see another move or at least a move back up to here. I don't think this is going to break lower, right? So pretty simple for us. We're going to be long. We might even long at the 61.8 again because we're in literally right here. So we have a position in that got smacked right there. It's at break even at this point. And we're targeting, that position is going to be targeting way up here. Okay, but for the intraday move, I would only target to maybe right here for the next day, and this would line up, let's see, very well with the next recent highs. Boom. So can't get any cleaner than that. Literally can't get any cleaner than that. I think if you extend the channel out as well, it gets right up there to the top of the channel. So that's definitely a zone or an area you want to look for profit taking right under that literal 1.0 area. Because it might not hit that. It might get right under that. And at that point, even on this bigger swing move, I might want to either adjust my stop loss, maybe move it up to this. If it does do this, I'd like to move this stop loss to right here to just kind of confirm, right? So that's the euro. Good opportunities here on the euro. Kirk, the answer to that, you go right here, indicators. and you go to technicals and you go to volume profile, and you can mess with all these. The ones I use are starred. So the fixed range, I don't use as much. Periodic volume is what I use. Session volume is what I use. Visible range is what I use. All right, let's check out the pound, because the pound is interesting, especially compared. And I'm gonna take this one off. That's the swing. This is gonna be the one I'm really focused on for tomorrow. And in fact, I'm gonna put an alert at the 61.8 just because that's where the volume was yesterday. So now the pound, look how much more the pound has moved than the euro, right? A lot more. So, and I'm usually in full mode. So let me get into the zone. Let's go to the daily and just kind of see what this is doing, right? It had this major move down, and it was off some fundamental shit. And then we had this snapback. Now, what I said is V bottoms like this can sometimes be like, or this type of price action can sometimes be actual bottoms in the market. And so what I think we could be experiencing in the pound is a possible bottom. Or at least for now, it might want to come up here again before it rolls over, if it's going to roll over. But the volume is starting to pick up. I'm seeing that this one definitely isn't just trying to turn around right now, and if so, then I'm dead wrong. But to me, it just didn't quite make it as low as I wanted it to, and it makes sense, right? Because the pound was so much stronger from September 26th up than the euro. So you can see right here, the euro was not near as strong. And so when we go back to the pound, let's go here, or you can see just that strength was there. So the pullback isn't going to be as deep. Makes sense, right? So I'm expecting this to move to the upside. Let's go to the 4 hour. And it's really the only reason why I'm not selling right now here, because it is a good opportunity for short. I'm not going to lie. It hit the 78.6. It's rejecting off of a weekly, is it a monthly? No, it's a weekly volume area. So, yeah, it could drop. But what I'm looking for and waiting for is the retracement anyway, right? I'm waiting for this thing to retrace, and that means this sell could play out. But right, I'm more bullish at this point now. I'm kind of switching my bias to bullish, and I want to see this type of move coming into this area. This is going to be the next liquidity area that I'm looking for the market to get into, and this is going to be a weekly point of control. So here's another weekly point of control that it hasn't hit yet. So now let's go into the lower time frame, because it could still very well, it could A, B, C down into this area. I will still look for buys down here. If this fails, okay, that would just be a failed trade, and that's okay. But on the 1 hour, this is what I'm looking at. Okay, I'm looking at this bigger move, and I haven't quite decided if I want to play this weekly point of control, or if I want to play maybe just today's daily point of control. I guess it would be yesterday's daily point of control to the upside, because I do believe this has a move to the upside. So here's the two options on GU. And I will read this question in a second, Kurt. We got a move here, so a pretty obvious impulse, and we could wait for it to correct all the way down here. But I don't think that's how the dollar is going to move. I think the dollar is going to kind of be quicker than that. So with that being said, I do want to hold this here for maybe like my eyes to see where the 78.6 on the bigger swing would be. But I think I'm going to be playing this right here and playing this 78.6 right there. But either way, I'm going to play both. And regardless, whatever, the weekly point of control would be literally like right at that stop loss. So that's kind of sketchy. And It might be something I add here and then I add here. Again, I usually don't do that, but when I'm this confident in the direction of the market, just because of how the dollar moved, I think I'm gonna take that opportunity here. Okay, so something like this, even because I don't think this is gonna retrace too much. So we got a question: when I trade EU or GU, I use EG. If EG goes down and DXY goes down, your best buy is GU. If EG goes up and DXY goes down, EU is your best buy. Yep. It's pretty much how I look at it. I just look at the futures and decide it though. Right now it's you don't even have to look at EG, right? Right now it's telling you the pound is stronger than the euro. You don't have to look at EG, right? I got it right here for you, dog. Okay. A Australian dollar. And this is interesting. Look, we had this level marked off for a reason. So let's check it out. Almost hit the 78.6 of this major weekly swing. I'm talking major weekly swing. Eventually, these are going to turn around. That's just my opinion. I don't know when the dollar is really going to start turning around. I don't think the Australian dollar is going to hit new lows by any means. This could be, I don't even like saying this could be the week. This just could be an opportunity is what it is. And it's just plain as day, it could be an opportunity. We got a very nice wick of a candle with good volume. That's all we need to see. That's all we need to see. I'm not calling a bottom. I'm not calling a bottom. I'm just saying there's an opportunity. Hey, chill out. My dog is tripping me out. Okay. And really look, this is really why there's like an opportunity, because when the volume picks up like this, all that means is there's other people in the market, there's other institutions, and there's other players in the market. So I want to play, right? So let's go into the 1 hour actually, because you can't really see anything. And on the Australian dollar, did the same exact move. And it's even prettier here where it faked and then moved up. I had this marked out though. I had this level marked out for this. So that's interesting that it really respected this level. I don't love the Australian dollar, but sometimes there's some opportunities. We almost caught EA perfectly the other day. So I'm gonna keep this right here. I watch it, it helps on some pairs, mainly the AU, but let's get into the Swiss franc. And this, I usually only look at this for you, chef, right? This is an opportunity coming in. Same shit. We got this candle on the daily, high volume, higher volume we've seen since the whole month, basically. So we'll see. We're in a demand area. So it makes sense. There's an opportunity. That's all that we can see. There's an opportunity. It's a little risky because of how low it is. It technically hasn't broken structure at all. So look, it's so easy for me to say that I'm going to pass on the Swiss, right? I'm just going to pass on this one because it hasn't necessarily done near as much as the other currencies. So yes, I see that this could start to move. And if it does, well, then we'll have a really good opportunity here. But at this point, the other ones look better. I'm going to pass on this because there's still this demand zone right here that this could like to hit. And so we're just going to wait for this basically to break one more. We need to break structure. It's actually still bearish, making lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower high. It didn't break anything. So this should follow through to a lower low, to be honest. So we're going to pass on the Swiss. It doesn't It's in a great level. If it shows us, yes, you are correct. You marked the level correct, motherfucker. Then boom, we will go. All right, straight up. And then it'll take it into this level. This will be the trade, not this. Very simple. We can just watch that play out and then we'll know what's coming. We don't need that one. Same thing with the yen, and those two pairs have been the ones that we've been really saying just kind of chill on the most anyway. I've been waiting for the yen to kind of spike above this level, because on a major time frame, even the daily, I think we can see this being kind of false, not a false move down, but something is up with this move. Okay, because first of all, major divergence. Lows are breaking, momentum is not breaking, something's up. Second, when lows get broken, especially major lows, that's the thing about volume. Whenever an important level gets broken, you should see important volume. Big fucking volume. Okay, what happened right here? We get a huge break of lowest of lows that we've ever seen. No volume whatsoever. Well, I mean, yeah, baby volume. That's nothing. And then the next candle even has higher volume. It didn't do shit. So to me, I'm just getting ready for this thing to just make a pop. Once it pops, we can catch the lock and then we can catch the pop again. So let's go to the 4 hour, kind of see what we got going on here. Because it is he said dry, it's snitching. Something is snitching on itself, right? Because I don't like catching tops and bottoms, but I definitely don't like seeing the volume dry up as the market's making new lows, right? That should have any breakout trader scared. Nothing's good on the 4 hour, but here's what I'm seeing on the 1 hour, and we're getting it right here. The last two waves are not converging; they're diverging. The volume's doing something. Basically, what we need to see is there's only two patterns that I'll wait for, maybe three. Jesus Christ. Okay, I would need this to come up and then form another third wave of divergence. So that would mean this would need to come up and then make a new low. That would be very ugly, but it would be this falling wedge pattern. There would be an opportunity to buy down here. That would be the sketchiest play. So that's sketch play number one that I don't want to get involved in that much. What I would rather see is something like this, where we just go ahead and sweep this low out really quick and then make a quick move up. Okay, none of this like stuff. Just like one more move down and then a boom, a quick move out of here, signaling there was no more supply and there's definitely demand. Once we get that type of a player ass move, then we can jump on. Another thing that I would like to see maybe is just this hold. Maybe we don't make new lows. Maybe this holds and we go bam and make kind of like an impulsive move. If we can just get any type of impulse, basically, but not just any impulse, it needs to either hold right above here. I'm not talking, if it gets right here and then it makes an impulsive move, that's going to get swept out first and then we're going to get a move. So it's got to be kind of a strategic thing. Long story short, we got to watch the end. Gold is a mother trucker. So I've been waiting on gold to make a move up for a minute. It definitely has not done that this week. Just consolidated and then moved down. And now it most likely is going to come down again, in my opinion. I don't see this one as one to play because it hasn't broken the structure. It does have a V bottom, so there's definitely a chance down here. If you're risky, maybe put a stop loss right there and wait for your pullback. For me, I'm going to look at these other pairs instead. Simply because there is still this weekly POC down here, daily POC down here that most likely will get hit. So these got hit, these got hit, and now we have new volume down here. So there's a daily point of control right there. And then maybe on the 4 hour, there might be something up there. Yes, which has already been mitigated. So, you know, originally my thoughts for gold for the week was look for buys at the 78.6, and it barely missed it. So now how I'm going to look at it is if it comes down one more time, I might try at it. Okay. So if it comes down one more time, I might take a stab at gold, but it would need to really, I don't know, probably not going to trade gold, which I'm going to look at silver, and it's going to make me want to trade it because it's actually flowing a little bit better. And I use silver as a confirmation most of the time, but silver's flowing a little bit better than gold lately. It came straight into my weekly analysis area that I was looking for buys. Here's the alert. We'll delete it. But I'm gonna say the same thing. I want it to break some bullish structure on the lower time frames, because if it's going to truly swing all the way up to motherfucking 23, and if gold's truly gonna swing all the way back up to 18, then there's going to be some bullish structure that needs to be created first. Okay. Which is going to be like, think about it like this: on all the way down here, look at all the opportunities you had to sell, pull back, 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 sell. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades within all of that to sell, right? So I'm chilling. I'm gonna wait for this to break, and then we're gonna have opportunity here, 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 bunch of opportunities. So I'm just gonna be patient on gold and silver. Let's look at let's look at this, because this is getting interesting. Oil. So oil did come into our kind of supply area, and I think it was more on the 4 hour that we had this supply area here. Yep. And we had from this swing to this swing, came into the 78.6 supply, and definitely made a nice move. At this point, you know, it kind of looks like it's going to hold, but I would wait for it to come back down into more of like this area now. So let's go to the 1 hour and see what we're messing with. We can leave this right here. That's okay. Recently, it does look like maybe some manipulation, and let's go 15 so we can all see it here. Okay, we get the manipulation down, and then straight up. So I think we definitely have an opportunity to buy down at the 78.6 where the manipulation was. But like I said, I'm kind of bearish on it. So it'd be a little half risk opportunity right here. Ultimately, I still think that if I really want to sell oil, which I'm not the biggest oil trader, I would wait for it to get up here. And it would really line up with a bunch of Fibonacci levels. Okay, it would be the negative 618 extension of this impulse and the 78.6 of this move. So a lot of fib levels lining up right there. I bet there will at least be a reaction right here. So I like that opportunity actually for oil. I'm going to go ahead and leave myself an alert here. And then I'm going to leave myself an alert kind of up here to give myself some time. All right. Let's check out the this is important, the VIX. So the VIX just printed an insane bearish candle at levels that I expected it to get to, but I didn't know if it was going to break through. And it's not going to break through it. So with this type of volume and this type of candle, I am expecting the VIX to make its way back down. And that's just what happens with the VIX. It goes up and it goes down. It's more of a range bound of a current. It's not a currency. What is it? It's just a gauge, really, of the market of the volatility. You can trade it, so technically, I don't know what it is really. But when it goes up, the stock market goes down, and when it goes down, the stock market goes up. And with the way this is moving, looks like we're about to have a bullish stock market. All right, so very easy, very easy read right here, guys. Hits supply, drops pretty hard. It even made the momentum divergence as it was approaching it. So yeah, everything is telling me we'll get ready for a little bit of a bullish stock market until we get this thing either to this fib level, because that could happen as well, or until we get back into the mean of this, because you can see sometimes it'll come back to boom. It'll come back into this thing and boom. So this is another level we're watching for. I'm not saying that this is the bottom of the stock market. I'm saying it could be though. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, so let's go. Let's go. Let's get into this. All right, so S&P. Let's talk about it. I'm deleting some stuff because we need to look at this. We have insane volume coming in today, guys. Can we say it's the most volume we've seen? Maybe. All right. So it's the most volume we've seen in a long time, maybe since this candle, but regardless, it's one of those candles, guys. And you don't see them very often. I think we have a big shot right here of maybe being the bottom. Well, we need to position it like it could be, because you never know. So when this thing pulls back, please look for an entry. If we get one, we might not. It might do this tomorrow. It might give us just no opportunity tomorrow. And it might do this, this. And I'll tell you what, when it comes back into this, I'm still going to have a hard time thinking we're bullish. So I will say that before it even gets up there. We've had one bullish day. I'm saying this could be the bottom lowest key, like on the very lowest key. Meaning I think this is like 30% chance is the bottom. Because when it gets up here, I think all hell could still break loose when the market, when they drop rates or up rates again. So let's since I do have an anchored bottom, in my opinion, I'm going to fib this. And this is the 61.8. This is the monthly point of control of September. So let's go ahead and mark that as well, because that is an important level, important price. Monthly point of control. Basically, all you need to know is a 61.8. That's important price. And then this level right here obviously is important too. But let's look at the 4 hour and see what this volume is looking like. Woo! Big volume. Okay. So there's a couple of spots, man, there's a lot of spots where, let's just talk about the most recent thing, because that's really what I'm playing and what I'm messing with. This day was crazy. The profile on this day is nuts. All right, so what happened on the day is the market started here, it hit these lows, and then it came all the way back up like that. And it's basically saying the majority of the volume of today was up here, which blows my mind. I kind of don't understand that, because how is the majority of the volume not down here somewhere? So this is just more me talking out loud and seeing a profile that you don't usually see very much, and then seeing where the highest volume was of the day. That's so interesting. Okay, but here's how we're playing it, right? We sweep these lows, we make new highs, we come back in, we make new highs. Put that on a beat. And it's very simple, like literally so simple of a move. I if you don't play this move tomorrow, you're a punk. Literally, we broke the lows and then made a new structure high. That's the best thing you can think about in trading. Literally the best pattern. It happened on all of them. Broke the lows and then made new highs. Broke the lows. Didn't even break the lows. This one is the best one to play. This one is the best. The reason why, because it didn't even break the lows. The strength is so strong. This is Vegeta or something. If you want to single one of them out, the Dow is your boy. I'm playing all three of these joints. So, and I swear I want to stack them at the 61.8. I swear, because I think this is the play of the, and you know, tomorrow's Friday, but like, I think this is still going to be the play of next week or whatever. Let's look at these weekly candles real quick, because they're going to close so interesting. Yeah, they're going to close so interesting. Reversal pattern on a weekly. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Okay, let's look at the bond market now though, because this is where it's going to, these aren't ready to turn around though. This is not ready to turn around yet. That's nuts. I genuinely hope that was at this point. This is where I've been saying it should sell off, like on a weekly perspective. I've had this marked off for a minute up here. So, like, yo, it should low key sell off here. But the price action is not really saying like it's gonna just sell off. The only thing I'm seeing is that this could be a big distribution cycle and we could be seeing a spring and then this could move down. But literally, this has to move down first. Like, at least this structure needs to break. I mean, or else this thing is just going to most likely coil and then bust out again. And that is going to send the market down. So we don't want that. We want this thing to drop at this point. We want this to drop and we want the dollar to drop. So make this M pattern and freaking and do this. Let's look at the 10-year, and the 10 years is trying to throw some manipulation around there. That's okay. I like that a little better. I like that right here. Just fail right here and break this low. If we can get that to start happening, at least for the little meantime, then these other like this trade will work out. And if I'm telling you, this one's going to be money, because I think this can extend up even all the way up here, the 10-to-1 type style. But I would play it. I'd probably even just, if I play all three, I probably won't even need to take them all to extensions. But okay, Bitcoin, what did you just do? Did Bitcoin do the same thing? Bitcoin dead serious just faked out the lows, and dead serious might have just put in the low of the year. And that's weird. That's weird for me to say. I don't say that very much. So let's talk about this. Let's go to the daily. And I say this just because the volume, it's crazy. The volume is nuts. You have to respect the volume. And it's so if we come back into this area, I would highly advise to buy some. And if you're wrong, you're wrong, and you can blame me. I don't care, because the volume is telling me that I'm right, and that's okay. So if you want to catch some Bitcoin, your shot is going to be when it comes back to 1850 straight up. And you might look, you might not get another shot. I don't say that a lot, but whenever I'm not saying it because I think or I feel or I'm getting emotional or none of that stuff. I'm saying it because the technicals, because of the Wyckoff, the way things worked, when the lows get swept the way they did, okay, every time the market came down here, the way it got there, okay, let's look at how it got there. Sell off, sell off, sell off, sell off, mini sell off, mini sell off, sell off. Okay, so every time the market came into basically 1850, how did it get there? It got there fast and it got there with a sell off. The only way that smart money or big money can position themselves into the market is if someone sells them a lot. Okay, so when someone is selling a lot, okay, what happens when a billion people sell? The market falls. Okay, what happens when a billion people sell? Smart people are like, oh, whoa, a billion cells are in inventory now. I'll buy it. Boom, and boom. Okay, same thing. A billion people sell, they buy it again. So they have to literally wait for a ton of people to sell in order for them to put in a ton of orders at once, or else it's just going to go straight up, right? So I hope that made sense on how they have to place their orders. I didn't make this up. I don't place my orders like this. This is how the billionaires and the big money patterns have to place their money, okay? Because there's just simply not enough liquidity for them to place billions and billions and billions at once. So they have to place it strategically. Then what they do after they have built up their strategic plan, okay, they've built up this plan here. What they do is they give it one more try. And this one more try is right here. And what this try was to see is if there was any more resistance here. And look, there wasn't. And so when they sent this market down, on this candle, low volume, there wasn't a lot, they knew. So this candle right here was basically fake, and then they reversed it instantly. Buyers came in down here, they knew, okay, the supply is dry, this could be the bottom, we're done, boom, they slipped it right back up. Now, I've been saying I still think 14 can hit and 10 can hit, but you got to just go with what you're seeing. You got to go with the flow. You can't. If you got pocket aces and you're seeing that there's a possibility that you could hit trips, but then someone else has, a straight, blah, 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 all these probabilities start coming in, right? You got to switch up your bias. Sometimes that happens. And this is one of those cases where we got to really switch up our bias right here to understand that this might be a bottom. So when Bitcoin comes back into these areas, you want to buy it. And then Ethereum, we've been talking about this spot on Ethereum for a minute now on the swing side, and it's going to just take forever to play out. But let's go to the 4-hour. Like we've been saying over and over and over again, I said Bitcoin is going to make a new low, and Ethereum is not going to make a new low. And once that happens, that's going to show and prove the strength that Ethereum is going to have on the next bull run. And by God, it did exactly what I thought. Bitcoin made a new low and Ethereum did not, guys. So look, if you're looking for a coin long term, it's Ethereum. Trust me, it's Ethereum, because whenever it starts to hit its strength, it's already showing more strength in the macro perspective than Bitcoin. And there's other coins that are even showing more macro strength than Ethereum, but I don't have as much conviction in those as Ethereum, right? So this is an interesting spot. It came exactly into the swing area that we've been projecting for a long time. It formed the beautiful bullish divergence, and now we're getting high volume. Once we see Ethereum really start to take off, that will give us a really, and to be honest, it's the same thing as Bitcoin. When this comes back down, it will be looking for a play to the upside, and maybe even a possibility to hold it for a longer term play. Like I said with Bitcoin, though, there are still prices that I would not be surprised if they got hit still. I'm not calling a bottom, I'm calling a possibility of a bottom. This is totally different. When these prices get hit, I will say this is my absolute bottom, but this is not my absolute bottom. This is just possibility. What's interesting is that CPI still didn't get, is still shit. So the Fed is still going to have to tighten. Fundamentally, this doesn't feel like, fundamentally, it doesn't feel like the top or bottom. But technically, the way the technicals moved, that's the difference. That's the weird part, right? Let's go to XRP, because XRP is one of the movers right now. And, you know, I wanted it to get all the way down into this area right here. Definitely didn't do that. I should have looked at this last swing up and maybe just tried to play that, but it's okay. I'm still going to wait for it. I'm still going to wait on XRP. It has moved a lot more than the others. And so yeah, I'm going to wait on XRP to give a deeper correction, as it might or should. This to me looks like it's starting to distribute, honestly. So we might need to even be careful with that, because one more kind of move like this, and I would be kind of thinking that this is about to start to come back down into this. So if it just actually stops right now and starts to form right here, that would give me a different perspective. But I don't really like the way this is kind of going sideways, starting to distribute. So I'm going to have to double back on XRP, because it's, to me, it's either one or two things. It's either starting to distribute and we're going to see lower prices, or we're going to see this thing rocket like everything else, and it might lead the way. But I'm not loving that opportunity compared to everything else for some reason. It actually, it looks great. It looks great, just like everything else, to be honest. So I'm just going to put an alert here. It looks very similar, at least. So that's pretty much it for me, guys. Everything that, like, I look at when it comes to this, it's so easy to correlate to the other markets, because if you know what gold is doing, you should know what the Aussie should do. If you know what like the euro and the pound is doing, you should know what EG is doing. But let's look at some pairs, right? EA Sports. So if we're, and here's the reason why I don't trade a lot of cross pairs. When the dollar is doing some dominant ass shit. Okay, well, we call that one now. But when the dollar is doing some things right, moving very well, every other currency pretty much is going to do the opposite. So that means, like, the euro and the Aussie are both going to be going bullish, right? So that means that these are going to do weird shit. So EA is going to do weird shit. I wouldn't really want to get caught in this when we have good opportunities in this. When there's not good opportunities in the dollar, that's when I go look at the cross pairs. Let's go to GJ. Let's look at GJ. I have it right here. Just off fresh look, not seeing anything at all. 4 hour, not seeing anything. I mean, it's coming into this zone. Little bit of divergence, but the momentum is super bullish. And the yen, like I said, it's the yen. The yen, the yen, the yen. The yen will not stop dropping. And so all we have to do is literally just wait for the yen to make a bullish move. When the yen actually does that, let's go here. Let's go here. Right? We have it spotted out. The Wyckoff on the yen is here. We've been waiting for it for a minute, and it's here. All we have to do once this thing pops, all the other yens are going to drop. I'm telling you, all the yens are going to drop. And what you'll want to do is whenever we do see this pop and then this retraces, you'll want to find the currency, the weakest currency against it. So like GJ, if the pound is super weak at the time, then GJ will be the one to sell right here. But if like the pound is super strong at the time and the yen is super strong, right, it's not going to be the one. So you gotta, if that makes sense. But all we have to do is literally just wait for this, and we could do it like this even. We could even do it like this, because right now it's so risky in my opinion. It's just, it's low though. Like, yeah, it's low, but we could even wait for this kind of structure to break. And once this breaks, that could give an opportunity, right? Because it's holding right here. It's holding this low. So it's not making new lows. If it could kind of do that, that would give an opportunity. So now let's go back to the yens and look to see if there's any bearish opportunities on the yens, right? So right here, fuck no, you'd really want to wait for this to break, because this is the most bullish one out of all of them, UJ. So you'd really want to wait for that to break. On GJ, I mean, yo, like sales aren't, I don't know what, sorry, Blake, I don't know what you're looking at for your bias, but you know, even I can't sell this yet. I wouldn't have a spot to sell it. So it would just be either, you know, look for this type of pullback or look for this type of pullback, in my opinion. To sell it, it would need to do some dirty moves, right? So and it's actually not even that bad, right? It's got this range coming up. We're coming into Asian range. If it gives us one of these bad boys and then gives us one of these bad boys, we already know the drill. We know the drill, and we'll come in like that. But that's a lot of, if it does this, then we gotta, if it does this, then we're, I'm not about that. So a lot of waiting. It's already gone bullish so much at this point. It kind of seems overbought in my opinion, especially on like the 1 hour to 15-minute time frame. Yeah, I mean, I see the sell for like a risky swing, if that would be the case. And obviously, just like I said, right off here, it spiked the weekly point of control. So I definitely see the opportunity. Not enough confirmation, in my opinion. How I love playing swings, dog. And this is just for anyone who like sees the market as a swing trader, but might not want to actually hold a swing. Because for this to be a profitable swing trade, right? Stop loss up here, you'd have to hold it to at least, you know, come on, swing. If you're swinging, you need to be swinging. You got to at least hold it to here, right? That could take days. How I like to play swings is we're in a good swing zone. There's no doubt about that, right? Like we're in a good swing zone. We go down to the lower time frame. What do we see? It still looks bullish as shit. I don't know if I want to play sells yet. We go down to the 15-minute. I don't know if I see anything, but what I did see was that if it does still continue this and then gives me that pattern, then we're in a swing zone. If we get a manipulation pattern on the 15 or even the 5-minute, I'm down to play that with high probability, knowing I'm in a mother freaking swing zone. So now that I'm in a high probability area where it could move from the higher time frame, now all I have to do is wait for lower time frame structures to start to form, and then if you were correct about your swing area, then shit, these cells should be cash money, easy money on the lower time frames, and they should take hours or minutes. And so that's just a little quick lesson on, like, when you're in a swing zone, if you don't want to swing it, how can you really play it? Well, you just got to be a little bit more patience, play the lower time frame. Know that your lower time frame is a little bit less probable, as in you might lose on that lower time frame. Sometimes what happens, a lot of times actually what happens is, say like this zone breaks and then it does this move and then it does that, and say you had your stop right here, well, then you would just have to try again, and that's just how that goes. Yeah, I saw the bullish divergence as prices dropping before it actually turned around. I was looking okay and tracing went down. Yeah, nothing on the JPYs right now look good. To me, bullish divergence. I mean, there's definitely this divergence on the 4 hour. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's there. It's just not for me. This zone right here is just weird. I think eventually it's going to get broken through, especially because I think the pound is gonna start to. It's gonna be weird what happens with this, because if the yen ever does make its move up, then this is supposed to come down. But if the pound ends up going up, then this is most likely just gonna go sideways. So fuck this pair. Seriously. Like, on a macro perspective, if anyone is saying, "Oh, GJ's gonna blah blah blah," I don't see it. I don't see it at all. I see, if anything, the yen eventually has to turn around, because their economy. I mean, it has to turn around eventually, so that will send this down. But then GBP, like, the dollar is eventually going to have to come down too, which means GBP is going to have to go up, which means GJ is going to, the GBP of GJ is going to go up. So I don't think this is going to be the pair to trade. Kind of like GJ used to be that pair whenever I first started trading, guys. I don't think it's going to be that pair anymore. I really don't. Might as well just take it off your watch list. I'm kidding, like that. EG used to be a good pair to trade too. It's just not that pair anymore. I think it has a good opportunity for sells if it can come up way up here. I'm talking way, way up though. So not tomorrow. I'm trying to find maybe a tomorrow play. That missed. Tomorrow play would be like a this would be it, actually. This is what I'm playing tomorrow. 100% playing this tomorrow. It's gonna be tough for me to decide if I want to play it like this. When I wake up, it'll be, ooh, because I might want to play a limit order. Okay, I'm either gonna play it like this, or I'm gonna move this fib down and play it like that, and have my order down here. Have my order down here. Stop loss down here. Fucking stupid. I'm not sure how I want to play this, but we'll figure that out. That's for us to decide at next wave. I'm definitely playing that tonight. This looks like another solid play. Wow. Oh, another play that I want to look at that I don't usually look at, especially on this analysis, is my old nemesis, UCAD. So I'm gonna be playing UCAD tomorrow as well, no matter what. It has the same manipulation. It looks beautiful. I'm playing it. UCAD just looks just perfect. Perfect. And it is way overextended on this channel. I'm talking just way overextended. And the divergence over here is dirty style. We have huge volume on the move down. I love it. I love it. 1 hour, it just looks perfect. It just freaking looks perfect. So UCAD sells are on the books. UJ is getting left out. EU buys are on the. Let me just do this. Boom, boom. EA can go to hell. We don't care about that. If this thing does break through here, though, that's a good indication that that was a fake move. But we're not caring about that. We got a long ways to go for EG. But EG could be one that you could even look for right here and maybe get, to be honest, it's probably the spot. If you want to be a little bit risky, play it like that. But I think I'm going to probably play it like that. That won't be there tomorrow, though. Here's the tomorrow play. Tomorrow play. Either here or here. I'm probably going to play this one. Be a little risque. If you GCAD looks like a good play tomorrow as well. I don't trade it, but it looks like a good play. Same with G Chef. I don't trade it. Same with GA. I don't trade it though. They all look like the same type of 5-minute move. AU, great looking position as well. I don't know which one of these Johns that I'm gonna have to pick, but as depending on which one corrects the best, depending on if any of them have divergence, depending on all that stuff is going to be which one I pick. This one looks great. Okay, so I have some options tomorrow with and these two. Let's take gold off the watch list. These two. I'm just going to put the US 30 on because that one looks the best. But I'll be splitting my risk up with all three of those. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 opportunities tomorrow. If you chef breaks this low, it's going to be 7. But a bunch of opportunities tomorrow, guys. I wanted to come on here and share those with y'all because it's not every day where you get this many high quality setups. Pick your favorite pair and run with it, basically. It'll be fun. So yeah, that's it for me today. Appreciate y'all for coming on and checking it out. Probably gonna make a lot of money tomorrow or next week, so we might get a little excited about that. So y'all have a good one. Take care. Peace out.